Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper. Happy Wednesday to you. So today is Wednesday, and that means it's time for stamping through my stash. So I've picked a stamp set that has not yet seen ink. It's a Christmas set, and I don't have the faintest clue what I'm going to do with it. So let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to show you the stamp set. We don't need those penguin feet. That was for a different card. So this is the stamp set. It's called Window Wishes. And I'm going to show you a few things. So we've got lots of stamps. In fact, there are 20 stamps in here. And there's lots of dies. So I'm going to take the dies out first. So these can be layered to create a door or a window. I think it looks more like a door, but it can be a window as well. Then we have this die to go to make greenery for around the window. Oh, and I'm missing, there is a die for the wreath. There's this straight little die that goes for the door underneath. In Dutch, we call that a drempel. And sometimes I can't think of the word in a threshold, I think it is. Then we have trees and a car and another little tree. And this one looks like a crown, but I think this is for the candles. And I haven't figured that one out yet, but we will in a minute. Then we have a bow, room for that. And then these I haven't figured out yet. They're two skinny dies, and I think they cut, it's only got one cutting edge. So I think it cuts a slit. But you know what? I'm going to figure that out, and we'll do those dies on my Monday Facebook Live video. If you check back on Monday on Facebook, on my Pampered Stamper page, we'll figure out what that one is for. Oh, look, I found the rest of the dies. Good. Here is the wreath. Here is a house. Doesn't look like a house, but it is a house. And then there's a roof and another piece of a house. So we'll figure this out in a minute. They don't look like much. Those are the dies. I'm just going to slide them all off and put them. Oh, when you hear a die falling on the ground, pick it up right away, because otherwise you're going to forget which set it goes with. So the piece that I wanted to stamp first is this, and you're supposed to kind of lay it on the ground, on a flat surface to pick it up, but it's so squiggly wiggly that I thought the best thing to do would be this. I'm going to grab my best and favorite tool in the whole catalog. I think this tool is even more favorite than the die cutting machine. And I cut out this wreath. Okay, this is not really a wreath, but this is what I'm going to do. I have it laying on my Stamparatus. Put it down with a magnet, and then if you can unstick your stamp, we're going to lay it in the negative, and that way I can manipulate it if I have to. And then I'm oh look, there's something underneath there that I don't want. And I should stand up above it. And then you get the best possible. And you know, you don't want to get too perfectionist about it, but this is the thing with the Stamparatus. You only have to figure it out once, and then you just cut a whole bunch of these things here, and you just put your other thing, every time you just put your die cut in the negative space, and so you don't have to do all that fussy trying to figure out exactly where the stamp goes. So then you just stamp a whole bunch of them, stamp them in different colors, so that the next time you use this set, you have all your pieces. I think that is just a genius idea. So I'm going to stamp this greenery, I think in Soft Succulent, and we'll see what that looks like. So tap, tap, tap. Drop it. Let's have a look and see what happened here. Well, that looks quite nice. Now, I thought I would up the ante a little bit. I'm going to take some Evening Evergreen with Sponge Dauber. And doesn't look like there's a lot of ink on there. I feel like a bird, a woodpecker on a tree. And I'm just adding a little bit of ink here and there, just to get a little more depth. All right, let's see what happens. There. Yeah, I'm slightly underwhelmed. Maybe I added too much. No, it looks nice. It does give a little bit of depth. I don't know what happened here. You know what? Maybe I didn't do this as well as I thought. But anyway, here we have our greenery, and I've just had a super good idea, but I'm not going to share it with you yet. I'm hoping it's a good idea. So the idea of stamping through my stash is that I actually stamp the images so you can see what they look like, because seeing them in the catalog is not the same as seeing them being stamped. Okay, so I flipped over my negative, and I realized that this is not part of a house. That's the candles. Look, these are the candles that go in here. And here is the house. We had some really nice house paper for Celebration in August and July. And I think this set would go really well with that. And then here we have the roof. So I'm going to go with, just a sec. And then the wreath. Now the trick with something like this is you want to look at it and see, are there two little bumpies sticking up? Oh, this could be tricky. That's the flatter piece. Let's see, did I do this right? I did. Wow, first try. I'm quite impressed with myself, if I do say so myself. Okay, let's close this up. There. Now we'll just straighten out the negative, and we'll do one at a time. We'll start with the wreath, and I'm just going to do it in Evening Evergreen. I'm trying not to get the roof of the house. Oh, guess what I have to do first? I have to put the negative in. Oh, scratchy throat. Okay. Let's see. Was I too quick? I'm wondering if you know what, when you're not sitting in front of your, I'm sitting kind of at an angle to my Stamparatus, so then I get my angle off a little bit, and I went too far away, so I'm going to stamp again a little bit closer, and now I don't have it right. Oh, here we go. And you guys are looking at it from the top, and you're probably seeing it better than I am. I'm going to try that and see if it's better. Let's see. I'm going to do it again. Okay. There. And we'll just have a bushier wreath. We pay a lot more when there's more. It doesn't look as pretty, but you get the idea. Okay. And now I'm going to peel that off so it's out of my way. It's not a good idea to do all of them at the same time. I'm being trying to get too much done at once. Not a good idea. The roof, I want to do the roof in Night of Navy, and I want to do the house in a lighter blue. It's kind of a crazy combination, but fun. So I've decided to use markers instead of an ink pad so that I don't mess up. See, and it's really nice. It gives you a different look. I'm using the edge of my brush tip marker. And you want to do this more than once. The first time you use photopolymer, you can see how the ink is puddling a little bit. Oh, guess what I forgot to do? Forgot to put my negative in. Here, we'll see. If I've gotten them all wrong, then I'm not going to die cut anymore. Then I'm just going to stamp for you guys. Okay, Jackie, put the marker down. And then put this piece in. And now you can really see how it's bubbled. And when that happens to you, don't freak out, because that's just a photopolymer stamp. See, look at that. That's not what you want, but we're going to stamp over it again, and then it should be fine. You can also choose to wash your photopolymer stamps first, or just stamp them on a without inking them to get there. I think there's some kind of chemical on them from having been made from the processing. Let's see how a look. It's getting better. It looks like something out of a horror movie. Haunted house. Now I'm curious if it will do the same thing with an ink pad. It shouldn't do this. And you know, the thing is, let's say your stamp keeps doing this. I'm just going to leave it for now. Then, and I did it wrong too. I was supposed to do light blue for the house and a dark blue for the roof, but I didn't. But if that keeps happening, Stampin' Up! Stands behind its products, okay? So you can just message your demonstrator or call Stampin' Up! The 1-800 number is right on the catalog. They will replace your product, whatever's not working properly. That's why it's so important when you order something that you try it right away, because you have 3 months to get your product replaced if it's defective. Okay, so we're going to do a light blue roof. It's the exact opposite of what I wanted to do, but it's okay. Maybe it will be better. This is just to see what it looks like. See, and it did the same thing. It did that whole puddly thing. We'll do it in a minute with it does make for an interesting effect, doesn't it? See, so now we have our house and we have the roof. It's pretty cute, actually, isn't it? There. And the wreath. Okay, so now we have those pieces. I'm going to take this one out and we're going to stamp the rest of the pieces because there's a lot of nice things in here. And I have to go back to my creative process because the first thing I do when I have a brand new stamp set that I haven't used yet, I go to the catalog. So I went to the catalog and here it is. So there's the stamp set. You can see the dots, you can see the snowbanks and that branchy tree and the candles. So, okay, so now that die those are the flames for the candles. I see that now. And see, they go together. And this way you can glue it in behind the candles. So that's cool. But to tell you the honest truth, I didn't feel like making a card with 5 houses and all those trees. I'm too lazy for that today. And this card actually looks, I think this card would look better in person than an actual card because in the back they've got that twiggy tree and you can't see the details so well, but it does look kind of cool. But none of them really were like, wow, I want to make that. So then I go to the back where the dies are, because here it says a window dies, page 79. So then I went to page 79, and then here they are, and there's another card sample. So for this card sample, they put patterned paper in behind that. Instead of having a door, it's a window with candles in the window and a wreath. So that's where I got the idea to make my door, and I'll show you that. So it's like, oh yeah, I think I did show you. Like so, soft, succulent. This is evening evergreen. And then here is the threshold at the bottom. And I'm going to turn that into a card later. And now we're going to stamp the rest of our sayings and stuff. Move that out of the way. Here we go. So then it's kind of nice. You really don't know which ones you're going to love until you stamp them. So we're going to do that. And then you can see what they look like. And there's even a curvy one that goes around the door. See? And then here's the car. And, oh, I know what that other stamp is now. So there's a car, and then there's tires. That's what the other one is. So let's do that. You know what? I'm going to wait with the car. And we'll do one more word. What does it say? Peace. Okay. Let's put them all like so. And we'll pick that up. And we'll do that in, oh, you know what? We can do it in evergreen. That's the color I had out, so we might as well use that. I see I did that one crooked. This is just for show. Okay, and now I have the candles. and the car, because those are the ones that have the different pieces. So I want to do the candles in red. Now, with the ink pad, it didn't do this funny thing, so maybe it was the markers that were the problem. Okay, so I'm going to do the car and candles in real red. I am a bit of a traditional girl. Now, this is going to be interesting to see what happens to the car. I'm not sure if the car has people in it or if my ink went all funny. I'm hoping it stamps well. I'm a little worried, because it definitely looks like, oh, no, see, the Stamparatus is great. So that ink that went into the openings of the windows did not go in, so that's really great. There's a slight puddling on the stamp, so we'll just stamp it twice. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Okay, so that's looking good. We'll clean those stamps right away, and then I'll show you the pieces that do the flame. Now, red will stain your stamps. There's not anything you can do about it. We did sell a special stain remover ink pad, and I didn't like that thing at all. Oh, it's not focusing at all. It's too white. Sometimes when it's white, it won't focus. We'll work on that. Okay, so let's find the stamps that do. Here's the funny one. It looks like a little barbell. That one does the tires. And it's going to be tricky because it's always a little bit sticky. There, that looks pretty good. Let me just do that one right away before it moves again on me. And then the flame. Here's the flame one. And, oh, isn't that so cute? And it doesn't have to touch exactly, right? So we'll do the flames in Daffodil Delight. These would look super cute on tags too, I think. Sometimes I think there needs to be 10 of me. I just need a whole production team putting my ideas into work. Look how cute is that. Oh, so nice. Okay, let's make those tires in black. So, you know, you can just get lost in stamping, which is so nice. The weather outside is kind of icky. But you know what? I don't even notice because I'm just having so much fun with paper and stamps and ink. There. Oh, I didn't do too bad. Not too bad. The tires aren't perfectly centered because, again, you can see that I'm stamping and I'm not standing up to look exactly where I'm going, but you get the idea. You'll do it far better than I did. Okay, let's get that twiggy tree going. Here. And then we have, oh goodness, I'm not sure what this is. Sometimes, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I realize that I have to look at the stamp set itself. Oh, I see what it is. It's snowflakes. That's what it is. Okay, good. Sometimes you just have to confess your ignorance of something, and then once you've humbled yourself, then everything falls into place. So that's just what I've done with you. I am looking for early espresso. Okay, I have my early espresso. This is going to be a cute tree. There. Yeah, again, I'm thinking of a tag. There. Super adorable. And then we have, I'm going to take those little trees. I'm not going to use my Stamparatus. I'm just going to put them. And then I have 3 little lines, and those are good to put underneath to ground something. I'll give you an example. Oh, and here's my squirrel. My Christmas market squirrel. Isn't he cute? Yeah. Anyway, there's that. Let's see. I'm just reaching over to grab some more blocks. So you should lay that down and then pick it up on a block. You can also bend it, but let's take a peek. Let's see if I can find my Pool Party ink pad. I cannot find my Pool Party ink pad. I'm looking underneath things. Oh, people. You know, if you want somebody more organized, you need a better demonstrator. I found it. It was underneath my Big Shot plate. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to tap this. And then, look, we can make a little bank for the tree. See how nice that is? It's so simple, but it's those little things that just make me so, so happy. Okay, and then the same Pool Party ink, I have the little dotty one, and then just look. That magnet was in the way, but see how cute that is? So nice. Such a cute little stamp. Let's put that one on the other one, and then I can show you some trees. So we have a double tree, and see, we have this little guy. I'm just closing my ink pad so that I don't get ink everywhere. I've got Evening Evergreen. And now you can get several colors from the same ink pad. So here we have Evening Evergreen stamped off. Now it almost looks like Soft Succulent, and then here you can use it as almost like a shadow. Isn't that so nice? So that's the one tree, and there is a second one. So it's really nice for making a little scene. There we go. And you could put it beside the house, which I don't have right now. There. So if you've got all your trees and then you want a single one, nice. So that is that. Now, do we want to make something with what I've done? I was just toying with the idea. I'm just going to move this out of the way. So let's take a peek again. That's some of the stamps. So you get the idea of how you can make a really fun scene. So I was thinking perhaps to take a white card base and then to take a crumb cake piece, like so. So the card is 11 inches by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2, and then the crumb cake piece is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I thought it would be neat to put it in a brick embossing folder, like so. Close it up, run it through the die cutting machine. Okay, so this is what I have going so far, but you see, if this is going to be a door, it can't have a brick wall in behind it, so I have a bit of a problem. So I thought maybe I would get a piece of vellum. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but what we're going to do is use our silicone mat and get a little bit of liquid glue going. And then I think what I'm going to do is finish up this card. On Monday, we're going to do a Cheer Corner video live on Facebook, and then I'm going to finish up figuring this out. But in the meantime, we are going to see how far we get today, because I do have a really cute idea I want to show you. So I've got my glue sponge, and I'm just doing this, and that way you don't get any oozing. So I'm going all the way around, making sure I stay in the same spot so I don't get glue on the good side of this. Pick it up. Move it out of the way. I'm going to lay this on top of my vellum. There. So now I have a vellum door. And we could sponge this a little bit to give it a little bit of depth. Let's see if I can get a brown sponge. I have a brown sponge. I don't know if I should do early espresso. I should probably go with crumb cake. I have a crumb cake marker, but not a crumb cake ink pad. You see, this is how a demonstrator's desk ends up covered in 10,000 things. And to think that once I started out with like one ink pad, my first ink pad was a brown ink pad, and my first stamp set was with teddy bears. So I've got crumb cake here, and it's amazing. I mean, I already knew then that I was in trouble, that I love this. But I remember stamping with the kids, and we all made Christmas cards together, and it was so much fun. And I thought, this is a product, this is a hobby that brings me joy and fun and lets me do things with my family. So here we've got just a little bit of the color, just the dimensions of the brick is just popping up a little bit on this background. I could also have inked up my embossing folder. That would also give a really cool look. Okay, that's it. You could even get bolder and just brush your ink pad right across, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep it kind of subtle. So we're going to put this on our card front. Liquid adhesive. And I definitely see possibilities for this stamp set. It's one that you want to play with. It's not one that you are going to make things in a big hurry. Okay, so now this one, I think I'm going to go a little bit closer to the bottom. I'm not going to center this. So this piece was soft succulent. It's a lovely grayish green, just like the succulent plants. I love those as well. Here, in another life, I think I would have liked to be a florist. I think that would have given me great joy too. Okay, so now we want to bring our sponge back in, because with vellum, you don't want to get, you don't want to use tape that you can see. So when you sponge your glue, I'm just going to go at the top here and a little bit along the edges. There. So that's going to go in the opening. See, and now it looks more, it could be a window, it could be a door. I'm going to put this around the edge, and then you get to show, I'm going to maybe pop that up, and then I'm going to show you my little trick that I was so pleased with. I think it's going to be nice. It's a new product that we have, and I have used it occasionally, but every once in a while I forget that I have it. But it is one of these things that's going to last you a very, very long time. It's, yeah, it's a great, great product. And, you know, I think if you've been following me for a while, you know that I will never endorse a product that I don't personally love. If I don't like it, you will know that I don't like it. So this is just going to get popped up like so. And now we have this. Pearlized Enamel Effects Basics Real Red. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a shake. I don't know if you have to do that, but just in case the dyes have separated, they have not yet done so, but this is, I want a few pops of red. They dry, shiny, and bright. I'm trying to think where they logically are supposed to go, and I honestly don't know. So I'm just putting some here and there. I don't want them all in a straight row. But they dry just beautifully. They look like they've got a little pointy top, but then they just settle in and they round right out. So I'm just trying to scatter them so that they're not in a straight line. But I just love the pop of color with that. Isn't it beautiful? Whoa, whoa, it's just kind of bouncing there. Oh my word. Come on, camera. It's not doing well, is it? I don't know why. I'm really sorry. There we go. That's better. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera because I'm not going to finish this card. I've been going for a half an hour, and I think that's long enough for today. I'm excited about the possibilities of this stamp set and dies, this bundle. And I just want to say it's Wednesday today, and there's a huge sale with Stampin' Up. It's going on till Friday, and you will get 20% off embossing folders and dies from the annual catalog, 15% off all stamp sets in the catalog, in the annual catalog, except for host sets, and I think 10% off patterned paper, but only regular pattern paper, not specialty and not assortments. So that's fantastic. So if you have some things that were on your wish list, I've ordered a bunch of embossing folders for the Netherlands. I wasn't going to because I have them in Canada and I thought I can just bring them back next time, but with 20% off, I thought, oh my goodness, I just want the instant gratification of having them here. I got the music notes folder, I got the eucalyptus folder, and I have the, oh, what's the other one? Let me just check for you. I think it's called Well Worn Type, and I have it in Canada, and I miss it so much here, so I ordered it. Let's see. And I also had I had the Renunculus Romance stamp set, but I didn't have the dies because I thought I didn't need them, but now I got them because they were on sale. So I got this one, the Elegant Eucalyptus is which one I ordered. This is the one that I used today, the Brick and Mortar 3D. I used this, the Fern 3D, yesterday on a great card. So they're just, and here's the music notes folder. It's just beautiful for Christmas cards. The Hive is great for bees, and we're having a bee stamp set in the new mini catalog. So that's just a heads up. So you might want that Hive 3D folder. The 20% off folders, I just find them so much fun to use. And then the other one that's a real must-have is the Wintry 3D. I have almost all the embossing folders, and I very rarely regret getting one. So anyway, that's all the news from Stampin' Up. I'm so grateful that you joined me today. I hope you have a super day. The links for the products that I have used will be below in the description. So if you live in Canada, just click on them and you can shop with me. There'll also be a link in there if you live in Europe, because I can use customers here too. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Have a super day. Happy stamping. Bye.